Dead of Night is a newly finished project which, considered by many, me included, is the absolute best level in Geometry Dash. It consists of raw, dense over an hour-long Extreme Demon playthrough, and each room has an entirely new style, decoration and mechanics, and I'm not even talking about the crazy plot twists it showcases. Before we start, I highly encourage you to watch or play the whole level first, since the experience is definitely worth it. This video considers itself strictly as a summary, mentioning only the coolest moments and doesn't do the level proper justice. Spoilers are to be expected. Enjoy the video. Upon opening, you're greeted with a title screen surrounded by a cozy environment. Our character, which I'll refer to as Dawn for the rest of the video, the level will be called by its full name every time, just so we're clear. Anyway, Dawn discovers a tent and decides to sleep in it. Maybe let me know if I'm wrong, but the way I understood it is that each room is a sort of a dream Dawn's experiencing. I mostly judge it by the way that after each section, Dawn looks out to notice that another phase of the night had passed, and the moon moved by a bit. Our first section/chapter routine consists of 11 different styles. In one of them, Dawn has to play basketball with the ball icon, which is a very interesting and underdone gimmick. Later on, Dawn enters a Walmart room and inevitably has to pick up 5 coins to unlock the next path. With an alarm clock jumpscaring every individual who attempts to watch a showcase, Dawn wakes up in an infomercial. Since he wants to escape the infomercial, unknowing that he'll also have to battle with the biggest enemy of mankind, the weather forecast. It was probably scary enough to wake Dawn up the first time ending the first chapter. Dawn goes back to sleep, only to notice that his dreams in the second section Frontier are still mostly classic I wanna be the guy inspired rooms. Okay, to be fair, it's definitely worth mentioning that while some levels don't provide any interesting gimmicks on their own, the whole level works with a handful of them, for instance Ball being able to change gravity in the air or just a simple double jump. The maze though was a bit different, since it doesn't seem difficult, only a tad bit time consuming. With the colored hearts, it was maybe intentional, but this section reminds me of the maze in Undertale's waterfall near the Temi village. After getting to a certain location, the entire map lights up for a split second. I think it's related personally. This section though was, while probably the most basic and Geometry Dash-like, also very pretty, intensifying the dream feeling I mentioned. Dawn wakes up again to check the outside world, not knowing that the third chapter Memorium will be the most bizarre yet. It's a shame that some creators already released their power before the full level did, since the Bliss section was definitely something that would catch me off guard when first seeing the level. Dawn travels through the realms of what looks like Windows XP, with his challenges being hidden in Notepad, Solitaire, VLC Media Player and animeland.com, and it goes on for like 3 minutes? Without a doubt, one of the reasons I call this level a fever dream in the comment section, but trust me, it gets more crazy later on. The next part coherently sticks to the theme of retro technology, and while I thought we'll catch a break with how bizarre this part was, Dawn is forced to play Sudoku, and I have to admit, most ineffective but also funniest way to make a playable Sudoku, since the only way to place numbers is to tap in the blanks, increasing the number by 1 each time, which makes it so this part is so unnecessarily one of the longest, but I love it. Also, Dawn seems to be a drug addict, if this is what his dreams look like. This part has an interesting gimmick of having 2 layers, one being static and the other one dynamic. It's hard to explain, but it seems to rotate by a few degrees each time Dawn jumps. Chapter 4 Dive appropriately acts as the name suggests, but till then Dawn has to get rid of a few side quests. For instance, dropping a Damocles sword, no big deal, everyday thing for Dawn apparently, followed by likely the first instance of boss fight this level introduces. This one completely survival based with a very nice decoration, one of my favorites so far for sure. After Dawn gets flushed into this eerie nostalgic backrooms looking pool, filling it with water will essentially help Dawn escape into this underpool nightmare madness, and if this is what happens in the sewers under every pool, count me out, no thanks. Chapter 5 Schtizo is where the level starts becoming an absolute fever dream. BBL Drizzy. The fuck is that play with the boy Cardi?
I'm also a producer, like a Kazakhstani West. I play my beat.
And Snoop Dogg? Nah, am I tweaking? You're telling me this and this are 2 parts of the same level? In the 420 part, there's literally a gimmick where you pop a blunt each time you jump. In utter disbelief, I kept watching how Dawn picks up limes, followed by this absolutely unnecessary jump scare, and this I'm not even going to try to explain, there's no point. Even Geometry Dash has stopped working. The sketch part was super cute, and I remember watching the showcase at 3 AM, and with this exact part, a realization hit me that everything we've seen so far is literally one level. One single level. There's so much I'm not even surprised that Death of Night is slowly starting to erase itself, and after seeing this brain rot of a part, I'm considering erasing myself as well. And after everything Don has been through, he encounters the entity that started it all, the absolute veteran of platformer inspirations and absolute king of rage gaming, the dude from I Wanna Run the Marathon. And if you thought every normal individual would end such an insane level after a drenching boss fight, then you're so far away from the truth. Matter of fact, you haven't even seen anything. Go to sleep or wake up just like Don did right now. Oh look, it's almost sunrise. Are we finished? No, not yet. The Apex chapter 6 might just be the craziest one yet. Let's play Tetris for 4 minutes. We've literally exceeded the initial Tetris screen by at least 10 times. Furthermore, after rising so high up, we have to drop back down, surrounded by arguably the most beautiful part in all of Dead of Night. I absolutely adore the decoration in this one, and it's crazy to think that the amount of designs showcased in just these 2 minutes would make up for at least 10 regular levels. But this is obviously no regular level, right? Let me prove it to you even further. This level is the best representation of Never Seen Before, all the way from remade Whole Lotta Red to be a room in a geometry dash level, all the way to... There is simply no way I've been watching the same level for an hour straight. Obviously duh, but it's literally at least 100 different levels that manage to work together in one single editor project, with less than 1 million objects, and now a working Fortnite? CuluC did a remarkable job at making the absolutely unnecessary masterpiece. The Fortnite in GD we didn't ask for, but are glad exists. But to be honest, even after showing this level to some non-GD players, we all agreed on the fact this should have definitely been the end of the level. There's not a single more climactic part than this, and getting continued with an arguably random room compared to the previous one, the climax had definitely been entirely broken for no reason. And if it wasn't enough, the same thing literally happens a second time. This would have been such a beautiful ending, yet it still just isn't. I love the decision of having the ending be a climb on the mountain, aka Ascension, but if CuluC's second part, which by the way includes an awesome mechanic slash gimmick, was on the top of the mountain, perfect ending. It even said DON and had the iconic TMco included and was generally just such a climactic part. Maybe there's a secret meaning I'm missing, but personally it should have ended with Dortnire, then Ascension, and then Nest. After the dreadful climb, Don wakes up for one last time and takes a walk while we can whether admire this beautiful scenery, think about friends we made along the way, or read the credits. At the end of Don's walk, he enters a house in which there's a book with the same credits again and a bed in which if Don falls asleep, the level ends. First of all, wasn't Don sleeping the entire playthrough? Did I miss something? Was it not a dream? Why does he feel like sleeping again? Second of all, I love the little animation of Don actually sinking into the bed. Very cutesy detail. Thank you so much for watching this brief summary of the coolest moments from the new level Death of Night. Let me know if you have any more information or if I missed some cool references. I'll try to summarize everything in the pinned comment. I'm especially curious if there was any specific reason why the rooms were arranged and organized the way they were, or if there wasn't anything more to the story slash lore I missed. This was simply just a summary of what I have noticed. Consider subscribing to my channel if you've enjoyed this video. I'd really like to hit 10,000 subscribers this year, and it would definitely help. I'm trying to put more effort into my upload schedule these days, so I'm sure I won't disappoint. Make sure to watch my video with ranking 2.2 gauntlets from worst to best, because it's really good, trust me. Till next time, bye bye!